How's it going, trainers? Coming at you with a Mismagius EX deck highlight today. This was one of my favorite cards in the previous expansion, but when Arceus got really popular, her confusion ability fell off a little bit. Arceus has fallen by the wayside in favor of these Giratina Darkrai decks that have been more popular, which I think can let Mismagius shine in the metagame a little bit more. We're pairing it with Giratina today, which is a powerful card in its own right, but it also has some solid synergy with Mismagius. One of Mismagius' previous weaknesses was the fact that it was kind of lackluster when you didn't have first energy advantage, and Giratina EX in combination with Dawn allows us to start attacking with Mismagius ASAP, even in the games where we have first evolution advantage instead of first energy advantage. I've got a fantastic range of game highlights here for you today that are going to showcase both the Mismagius half of this deck getting to do some work, as well as Giratina just being a powerful busted card that can win games all on its own. If you enjoy brews like this one, make sure you smash the like button and are subscribed to this channel so you don't miss any of the other things we'll have coming up in the future. For the rest of the day, have fun with my favorite ghost in a hat. Yes, if you're a regular who just enjoys my stuff and you want to support by checking out the game, you do not have to get the sub for yourself. That being said, if you have an active sub and you want the gift sub, I can gift it to you after your active sub lapses as well. Whatever is your preference. Not only have we been opening on Tina every game, but like, I mean, I know Tina's been carrying these games, but genuinely we would prefer if we could like lead on a Mismagius. Like hitting for 70 quickly would be nice in a lot of these starts. But we just like keep opening on this and then drawing Pokeballing into the other one. All of the breakpoints listed on the thing silence support extra, so 11 and 14 both do. I don't know how long 14 takes, but I would give a gift sub longer than 1 month if you grind through to there. But I don't know if that's possible, given the time constraints. This promo only runs for a week. Okay, so that's guaranteed to be Mismagius. I think we do that. We do the energy. We charge my laser. I guess they need a copy of red, so I'd only be taking 40. All right, we want to draw one of our 2 capes here, ideally. Thanks, I think. Oh, was there a cape in my hand already? That's fine. Okay. Not all heroes wear capes, but this Giratina certainly does. So we get to impact. And then even with a copy of red, they're not clearing the Tina out. And then honestly, next turn we probably pivot the Tina out and finish the Marshadow with the Mismagius. And then they're on 0 points, so we're in a decent spot because Mismagius doesn't go down in 1 to Gallade since it only takes 110. Honestly, while Giratina's doing some of the heavy lifting here, it's nice to get to play one of my favorite cards in the game and not feel embarrassed while doing so. Really like this piece of art. It's one of my favorite cards last season. think I need to Caperia. I guess caping is good against a copy of Mars. Sometimes they play that. Yeah, I should probably cape because of Mars. Oh, I should potion Tina, so that way it doesn't die to Hitmonlee. Yeah. Yeah, I can't keep the Tina again, but yeah, potioning it so it doesn't die to Lee is ideal. That's fine. Are they Cyrusing me? Okay, so I do this, and then I potion here, so that way they can't clear it with this, and then this puts them to 80, and Tina's ready to go again. Look at Mismagius! She's helping, chat! Who's a good little hat Pokemon? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So they need a Cyrus to clear this, a flipped heads to beat the confusion, and a sustain. Looking pretty dead on board to me, gamer. All right, you got some points on the way out the door, but Mismagius gets to clean things up here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We're gonna hold on to the other Misdrevious because we do have a copy of Pokemon Communication that could shuffle it back into my deck. Coolio. I find my stage 1, please. All right, well, Pokeball before we do this. We're slightly more likely to find it. 3 copies and 10 cards, gamers. There's one of them. Lovely, lovely. We're going to evolve this one. I think I'm going to play out Misdrevious and a Giratina. And we're going to hold the other Giratina because it's guaranteed to be second Mismagius with... What's it called? Now, we are weak to dark, so this does threaten to do 120 if it wins the confusion flip. But we have a cape and some healing here. And they also need healing on their side, otherwise red cleans them out this turn. Okay, they have the sustain, and they're building the second one in the back, so we probably need this one realistically. Lovely. Okay, and then I think the game plan from here is we take this knockout, and then we'll move this one to the front of the class, so that way it can survive a hit from Darkrai. And then we do need to cape this Mismagius because otherwise they can deal 140 with a copy of red here. Okay. Okay, Cyrus means they can't run from us. Is there any reason to heal this turn? I don't think so. I think I burned my red. Just in case I want a Pokemon Center Lady next turn. This also means if they don't have healing and they retreat this, I can Cyrus it back up and take the knockout next turn. Okay, you have Leaf. You also need healing, though. And it's nice that all these permutations we're counting through assume that they win a confusion flip. So like, it's like, oh, they could get us, but also they need to win a flip on top of it all. And now they're just dead. That was a pretty clean game. Mismagius did the very heavy lifting that game. The 2 copies of them just putting this deck through the ringer with our sport cards. What's the cosmetic? Yeah, the emblem's a cosmetic. Okay, we have Misdrevius, Mismagius, Dawn, and Pokeball. This Pokeball hits the 66% to grab Giratina. We get to attack with Mismagius on turn 2, which should be pretty slick. Nice. Bellow for me, baby. This game friendly for free-to-play players. Every subsequent set they've released has made the game significantly less free-to-play friendly. But we also don't really have consistent releases with how much they're putting out, so we don't really know long-term what the economy is going to look like. Basically, every single time they've released new cards, they've come in different quantities, which is really strange. Yeah, I think they're just cooked here. We like take our first knockout point, and then we get to confuse the Moltres. If they have Tempo Sabrina, they might be okay. But without a way to slow us down here, we are set up to run them down, especially with this Cyrus. Which is kind of the fun part of this deck, too, is, like, this card was always really solid when you had first energy advantage. But it's like, what do you do when you have first evolution advantage? A lot of times it was too slow. And Giratina plus Dawn gives you an avenue where, like, okay, this card's also really powerful in this situation as well. They could have healing for Moltres and Charizard and hit a bunch of heads on this Inferno Dance to give us a hard time. The Rocky Helmets actually bodes well for us because it means they can't save it with Cape. But if this hits all heads, and like, and they have Charizard and a couple of other things, we could end up in a bad spot here. They need to clear Mismagius this turn. And then with Giratina's ability, they can't Charizard 200 me 2 turns in a row, because they only hit 2 heads, not 3 on that last one. So even if they pivot into Charizard and blast the Mismagius, I'll have a turn to charge the Giratina. Oh, and they're Stoke Zard at that. Okay, so they can pivot here, but they need a heal for this Moltres to not be dead to the Cyrus. Town Elder's a cute one. Town Elder grabs a random basic from their discard pile back to their hand, so lets them find that Charmander again. Alright, and Cyrus does what he does best and slams this door shut. How many packs do I open till now? I believe there are 25,000 cards in my Pokemon Pocket collection. It's funny, I hemmed and hawed about which Misdrevious I wanted to play, and we immediately queue into a matchup where I wish I had the Confusion one. Maybe we'll swap that after this game. I mean, unironically, we're just on the Giratina carry me game plan, yeah? Stop me if you've heard this one before. Next turn we get to swap and rid. Almost fumbled that. Good night. Just made it to Ultra 4 in Giratina Pocket. Yep. Sabrina is lethal. What do you think killed Hex Shards of Fate? Man, that's a complicated question. There were a whole lot of things that went wrong with that one. Honestly, I think even without the WotC lawsuit, they were probably doomed from the start because they overpromised on their Kickstarter. They were just never gonna hit all the things they put forward that they wanted to do. Hey, there's my hat lady. See, look, chat. She can finish as a deal 70 for 2. Whoop. One schnoot boop. Tina carried while she was nowhere to be found. We're going second against Tina. Hi, Tina. And hey, look, I wouldn't have wanted to attack for 20 anyways. Might as well confuse them. Am I confusing them? No, I'm just activating Giratina for the turn, yeah? Every time. Just charging my demon. Is Giratina actually broken, or is it just Darkrai a great synergy? I mean, you could look at the very real fact that, like, there's way more than just Darkrai Tina. That's a good Tina deck. I mean, speaking of, it's literally just energy, activate, and then they hit us, and then our Tina kills their Tina. This is, and I actually think this is a problem from a design perspective, talking about Giratina. One of the problems with Giratina from a design standpoint is what we're staring at right here, which is the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a Giratina is a good guy with a Giratina. I think it is actually atrocious card game design when the best counter to a card is itself. And I think that that's part of the problem with Giratina in our current metagame, is one of the best answers to it is just play your own. That's why I actually think Mew remains one of the most elegant cards they've printed in this game to date. It was a really sweet counter card that wasn't an inherent threat in and of itself against everything. So it wasn't just you built Mew decks, it was you built decks and could reach for Mew as a tech card if you needed it. I liked Mew's design a lot. Looks like a really solid 1-2 punch. Cool. Oh, you meant that ghost? Yeah, Tina can get you there. They're all spooky ghosts. They're gonna work together as a team, okay? Don't you doubt my spooky ghosts. I hope they add some sort of rank protection in the future, at least for Masters. It's truly baffling that this game doesn't have a rank floor at Masters. It's the only card game I've ever played where that's the case. Oh. Look, we're keeping our cards in our hand. Don't want to give them an option to kick something. They're going to get to kick my backline either way, so I think I take this opportunity to just have two things fully set up. If there was a rank floor in Masters, wouldn't that allow people to throw games to push someone up a rank? No. People who are in the top 10,000 in Masters or top 1,000 or the top or whatever shouldn't be playing people at the bottom of the ranking anyways. However, if you want a speculation called shot, I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why they have you fall out of Masters is because they actually don't have any MMR-based matchmaking in this game, and it's literally just only pairing you based on your visible rank in the laziest way possible. Why is this the way that it is? That's my speculation. I'm gonna communicate and throw this back into my deck and grab my other Mismagius, I think. Am I keeping Giratina? Yeah, I think so. Based on every other aspect of the implementation of rank being like lowest effort humanly possible, I would bet there's no MMR, and part of the reason why they don't have a Masters rank floor is because if you had people at the bottom, they would still be pairing into people at rank 1. Took them too long to find their stage 2. Mismagius sat threateningly on the bench while Giratina picked the game up on its broad shoulders and carried it across the finish line for us here. We did technically have a decision where we paused for a turn to set up our second attacker before starting to ram down with Ghost Dragon, but, you know, Ghost Dragon did the winning here. Menacing looking hat ladies in the back line.